Let me get them bird-ons in the chat. Let's start it off right. Let's get them bird-ons in the chat. That's how you have a day, boys. That's how you have a day, boys. Now listen, we still got some things we got to talk about. There's some things that me and Kidd, we text the entire game. We pretty much know what's going on when we get in here. But Bears come away with the win. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the Brody Bro, Petty, Casa, Nova, Mr. P.Kidd, the pettiest man alive. Hey, yo, Chicago. Let me get the Bear Downs. We got a Bears dub, man. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports weekly. It's the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks, so you better get in tune with us and hit the bell because Muzz be like, I ain't get the notification. Although that do be on YouTube because Kidd don't be getting them either.
I'm still waiting on the notification that we went live. I still ain't got it yet.
You know what I'm saying? I get mine immediately, and you don't. I don't know. But
hey, how does Mike sound? Is Mike good?
Oh, you sound pretty good, man. You sound pretty good. I hear
going
you.
on up here. I don't know what's going on. Hey, anyway, listen. Bill Lazor 2-0.
Bill Lazor is 2-0. The Chicago Bears go into Vegas. They come away with the dub. I like what I saw on a lot of the fronts. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some, and let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's start off with your thoughts, man. Just based on overall game. Overall, you know, Bears come away with the dub. You can't be too mad at that. What'd you see in that game that you like? What'd you see in that game that you still got a couple of concerns with?
Listen, thing I like, our run game is strong. Herbert looked good. Hey, listen, we thought our run game was going to be stupid. We thought our run game was going to be like lacking because Montgomery's not there. Run game looked good. Can't hate on that one. Listen, second thing, defense looked good. Derek Carr Derek Carr slaying that thing, but hey, we came out with the dub on that one on both sides.
Good to see Carr come back too. I thought for sure he was going to be out for a little while.
Yeah, man, I was kind of worried about that.
That hit Roquan put up. Roquan be he got to stop trying to kill people. Like, I mean, hit him, but you ain't got to kill him.
I mean, he didn't really hit him hard. He hit him with the shoulder.
He hit him correctly. No, nothing against Roquan. He hit him the right way.
Yeah.
Roquan got a history of, you know, slamming people on their neck, taking heads out. Yeah, I'm saying he not a hunter, but he played football the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. And things I don't like, Justin Fields is still holding the ball too long. He holding that pill way too long. It's not the play calling. He's holding the ball way too long. And when you already know that you have an offensive line that kind of struggles from time to time, you got to get that peel out or you got to start rolling. That's on him.
But and I think let's get this narrative out of the way. Let's do this early. By the way, the phone lines are open, man. Call into the show 855-908-5668. We want to know your thoughts on what these Chicago Bears did today. We got the phone lines already jumping, so make sure that you get in so that you can get your call heard right on air. Shout out to the Contender for the phone lines open for us, man. Contender phone lines where you can hear all sports all the time, no commercial breaks. It's just constant sports talk while you're on the clock. On the clock. Oh, you gotta say that.
Lord, you all right?
You gotta say that carefully. Let me tell you right now.
Oh Lord.
Depends on what you're into. But no,
canceled again. Hey, second live.
Might as well. Let's do it. No, I want to say this. Let's get this out of the way now. The whole, and I was getting tweeted it, and Tanner, you know it was you, Tanner. It's so lit in the chat. I see you out there, my boy. Y'all know. Listen. The whole anytime a play don't work, Matt Nagy called that play. Versus anytime a play does work, Bill Lazor out here killing it. We have to stop doing that.
No, dog. Listen.
Hey, look.
Them plays early in this game, Nagy caught them plays.
I can see
Nagy caught them plays, dog.
You can see Nagy on the sideline just holding his hands while Justin's sitting here with the play coming in. Nagy's not calling the play. Anytime it was a 3rd and 1, Tanner was like, Nagy called that. But no, I think to me, the thing that I saw today there are a couple things that I do like. The thing that I like, just shout out to Tanner in the chat. The thing that I do like is, listen, you came away with the dub. You did it as a team. It wasn't relying on one part too much. The offense did a good job of allowing the defense to get plenty of rest. The defense did a good job of going out there, getting 3 and outs, you know, pretty much keeping Derek Carr and them out of the end zone, doing a great job there. And the thing that I saw that the defense continued to do was they continued to put pressure on Derek Carr. And with that continued pressure, guess what? We saw some interceptions. We saw the DBs in the back actually making some plays. I let me get a shout out to a Kendall Vildor out there. You know what I'm
Shout out to
saying?
Jumpman for the super chat, by the way.
Hey, shout out to
Think that's the
Jumpman for the
second
super
one right there.
chat.
We gotta make sure to get my man's out there.
I appreciate the fact that they were able to come out and they were able to not only just put pressure on Derek Carr, but also able to on the back end stick with a potent Oakland offense. I know a lot of people might say, you know what I'm saying? Like it's well, it's the Vikings. This is what we expect. No, the Vikings came in with an offense that had been working this season.
Yeah,
and working well. And
yeah.
I think the Bears did an excellent job. Shout out to Sean Desai. He's got these boys playing completely different. And I'll tell you what, no offensive line in this NFL seems to be ready when they put their hands in the dirt when you see Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack on the same side for a 3rd and 4th down.
Yeah. No, I agree. Listen, our defense actually did what it's supposed to do, even with the love story there between Derek Carr and Khalil Mack, which I think is kind of cool. I kind of like that relationship. But outside of that, my major thing always goes back to our offense because we're still dead last when it comes to points per game and stuff like that. It led us to a win.
Yeah.
We can see the progression ultimately, but at the same time, there's a lot that we can improve on. And just going back to the narrative that you had, it's not all on our play calling. It's not all on our offensive line. No. Hey, listen, it's not just all on Justin Fields because guess what? Allen Robinson is now. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Hey, listen, he's not getting as much separation as we would like. He really isn't.
But you know what? He never has. And to me, like I'll say this with Fields getting them the ball, with them kind of building that rapport now. You see him coming away with more of those 50-50 balls that we were talking about when Fields first got in there. Like, yo, you got to be able to get those. But Allen Robinson has never been I'm going to get complete separation from you. He's a great footwork. He's a great hands. And right now we're kind of seeing that work. And I'll say this. To your point, now I still have some issues. Now, the first half I love, right? I think, and let's break it down kind of halves, offense, defense, all that. The first half I love because you're being aggressive. You're attacking. You're running the ball. You're attacking Vegas where Vegas is hurt most. And we'll get to the phone lines in just a second here to hear you guys talk. Call into the show, 855-908-5668. You're attacking them offensively with what they struggle at. And I love that in the first half, it turns it into 2 touchdowns. The defense puts you in a good position for one of them. My problem with where the Bears play calling came in today is in the second half. Now, it worked. And this is to your point. Bill Lazor's style of play calling might work, and we've seen it fail in the past, like me and you have gone back and forth on, but we've never seen it with a defense like this.
Mm-hmm.
The Chicago Bears with Bill Lazor are in a better position play calling wise because, like you said, Bill Lazor has coached some guys to some of the best stats in their career, some of the best seasons in their career, and he's slowly getting to work in with Justin Fields. You can tell that is happening. Just still got some small things to work on, but offensively, what I saw from the Bears in the first half and the second half, it got much more conservative in the second half. But with this Chicago Bears defense, that might work moving forward. I would like to see more points. I would like to see more foot on the gas. But if you've got what I'm going to say is, I mean, what we're looking at is a top 10 defense that we're seeing play right now.
Statistically, it's right outside top 10.
You know what I'm saying? It's top 10 defense that we're seeing, right? Like, and I mean, Max in the backfield. The Bears might still be leading the NFL in sacks, which I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about. And so I like that. I still think that Bill Lazor is a very conservative guy, but with what the Bears do, it's like I said before, Justin Fields might not be the best quarterback for the Bears right now. You saw Andy Dalton come out there, start slinging that thing immediately when Justin got a little dinged up, and he looked like he was ready to go. Yeah. But he's the right quarterback for this team moving forward.
Long term, absolutely.
And I think that Bill Lazor might even be that if this defense with Sean Desai, if they can have that collaborative effort.
No, I agree. But you know, the one thing is, it's just a tough situation. Now we got to give Matt Nagy credit for once.
Whoa. Yeah,
I know. Hey, here you go. Here you go.
Did you hear that?
Here you go.
Did you hear that 36?
Here you go. We got to give Matt Nagy credit for doing 2 things. One, giving up play calling, and absolutely just removing himself from all the things that we knew that he was effing up.
Yeah.
In so many ways. It takes a big man to actually do that. He officially, Bill Lazor is officially the play caller. He's finally said it. Like, no, He didn't give us this word salad. He said, yeah, Phil calling those plays. So I give him credit for that, right? But here's the thing. It's a tough position because Dalton absolutely was the best QB for this season. You may not like it, but he's a better QB this season. He's not the better QB long term.
Yeah.
Oh, see, here you go. See, now every time I try to actually do the right constructive thing on this show, y'all want to sit there and assassinate the character. No, but no, seriously, Dalton is a better QB this season. But overall, we know Justin Fields is the future. But we can see why. I can now see why Matt Nagy did what he did.
Yeah.
Justin Fields does hold that ball way too long. He does. He is really indecisive. He's going to absolutely get himself hurt if he continues to play that way. Now, it worked out in our favor, and I'm not wishing that on him. But if you are a real fan and you really watch football, you can absolutely tell, especially on some of those plays, it's like, dog, he got to get it out quick. And this is not like, the Cleveland Browns. He wasn't sitting there getting under that type of pressure to the point where we were so concerned about Myles Garrett coming around that corner. It just wasn't that type of situation. But on the other half, how you feel about our running core, though?
Listen,
our running core is nice.
I've said this all year, though. Listen, running back, I love David Montgomery. I think that the Bears were missing. I think the Bears get a couple more touchdowns if David Montgomery's in there because there's moments where you need that 3rd and 1, you need that 4th and 1, and he'll punch somebody in the mouth and get the job done, especially if you go out there. Damian Williams is a speed back. He's not a punch you in the mouth back. I think Khalil Herbert might have wanted to give him some of those opportunities because he seemed like he was able to get his legs churning a little bit in some of those opportunities. But the thing to me that we saw is you can win with whatever running back's back there if he has any kind of talent and the offensive line opens up holes for him.
You are always, what's your favorite phrase? The running backs are what?
Running backs are a dime a dozen.
The most disrespectful line, but it's true though.
I mean, it's true. Here's the thing.
I can't hate on it. It's true.
It's and I want to clarify what that means when I say running backs are a dime a dozen, because I feel like most think I'm saying like the running back is not important. The running back is important. When I say running back is a dime a dozen, I mean I wouldn't go draft somebody with the first pick in the draft or a top 10 pick in the draft to go get a running back. I wouldn't pay somebody Ezekiel Elliott money because I've seen Jordan Howard put out the same production he did in the season or close to. I like when I'm talking about running backs are a dime a dozen, I'm talking about, listen, if David Montgomery want to stay here and he want to make $6-7 million a year, albeit I love him. If he want to stay here and he want to get $15 million a year, hey, listen, we can draft your replacement real quick, and we've done that.
Oh, you Ryan Pace now.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So to me, like I'm not surprised. I wasn't surprised that the Bears were able to gash Vegas on the run anyway, because Vegas is a team that is awful against the run this season. It would have been egregious. It would have been a crime if the Bears came out and ran the ball. That's how we knew Matt Nagy wasn't calling plays like Matt Nagy has done in the past.
Absolutely.
Because Vegas literally says, run the ball on me, do everything you can. And I'm very fine with the fact that the Bears are taking what teams are giving them. That's what good teams do. Some games, when we look at it, we're like, man, Justin Fields didn't have a ton of yardage. He didn't have a ton of, but no, he didn't. But he did a good job of getting his team in a position where the running backs are able to go out there. There's still improvement on his side, but I don't need to see 400 yards from him yet. I think he'll get there at some point.
Let's get to the phone lines real quick.
Get these phone lines in, man. We got a P1 on the line, man. We got Robert on the line. Robert Schwartz. What's going on, Robert? How you feeling, man? How you feeling about this Bears victory?
I'm feeling really good. There was some bad officiation when that ball did not cross the goal line and Eddie Jackson stripped it. That was not a touchdown, but it is what it is. We got a W.
Yeah.
I agree with your other guy. Justin Fields has to stop holding that ball long. If you don't see a play, I'd rather you throw it away.
Yeah.
Throw it outside.
Yeah.
Don't get hurt. But thank
so
God.
To you, Robert, this show was just Pat the Designer and the nobodies. That's what it is, huh? I'm just the other guy. Like, you done heard him say P.Kidd, Petty Casanova 1,001 times. I done called in and shouted you out. I'm just the other guy, huh? Dang, I thought we was cooler than that.
Hey, man, The Other Guy is one of my favorite movies, though.
Yeah. But the defense, now, say everybody wants to talk all these haters that want to talk bad about the Bears.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers comes back, beat the Packers. We go out to Tom Brady, beat Tom Brady.
Oof.
We get on this winning streak. What are they going to say then?
Ooh, listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. And Robert, we appreciate you for calling in, man, and tuning in. Robert, always a P1. I see you back in the chat, man.
Tanner, you see how you do me, bro?
Hey, listen.
He said Pat Newton them.
I'm not
What?
Newton.
Wait. Let me tell you who that I am. That right there. Okay.
Right there. No, I will say this, and credit to Robert for calling in. But Robert, if the Bears go out and they beat Tom Brady and they beat Aaron Rodgers, the Bears are now contenders for the Super Bowl. Like that narrative changes real quick.
All that, but I mean, I see you.
No, I'm just saying, you know how a narrative will change. You know, if they go out there and the defense still does what it does, and the offense. Listen, how long have we been asking for this? Like I don't like how complacent it gets at times, and I think that to me that's just Bill Lazor's style of calling plays. But how long have we been asking for this? We've been asking for, hey, offense, don't screw it up. Go out there, make plays, run the ball well, and don't screw it up. And we finally kind of got that. Your mind's still blown by the fact that he called you the other guy.
You know what? I'm kind of upset by that. I'm kind of upset, right? See, now Robert's gonna be the other guy now, right? He's not even a P1 now. He was a P maybe. Like, you know, like that's what it is now from now on. But you're absolutely right. Here's the thing, though. Let's go back to our initial, one of our last recordings.
Yeah.
What happens if we beat the Raiders? What happens if we beat Green Bay? Now we're on this win streak, as he mentioned.
Yeah.
To skip the Super Bowl, talk and all of that stuff. Are we now ready to settle in and say, hey, maybe Matt Nagy can stick around? Maybe Ryan Pace actually did something good. Does those narratives change? Because the narratives about the team and Justin Fields, those have been whatever they were going to be regardless. We knew that they were going to be okay. But have they solidified their position within the organization for the couple of years? That's what the question will be.
I'll say this, and I was actually going to go to that because listen, let's just talk about this game. Let's not even go end of season. Let's talk about this game. Do you think that the narrative has changed around Matt Nagy, around the Chicago Bears, around listen, Ryan Pace had I'll give you this feather in his cap. Khalil Herbert, a 6th round pick, another pick in his quiver, or another arrow in his quiver that is in his favor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he drafts good in the later rounds. We got to give him credit for it.
He drafts great in the later rounds. The problem, the scary part, and listen, I'm cool. Here's where Ryan Pace is great, right? If you're winning 13 games a year, because all we got is the later rounds.
Hey, listen, you hate him or love him.
So would you say the narrative? Well, let's just ask for Nagy on you. For Nagy, for 1 week, what you saw from this team, what you saw from him, just on a head coaching standpoint, where are you on Matt Nagy this week?
He can stick around if he delegates. If he just leaves, like there's a reason why Bill is there. Yeah. There's a reason why there's an offensive coordinator job.
Yeah.
If it was meant for him to be there, guess what? You give up head coaching job, you go be the OC, right? So the fact that he's delegating and stuff like that, I like it.
Yeah.
Now we get to really see what the real issues are. Now we get to hone in on somebody else. And guess what? It's actually helping the team. And he's actually getting the focus. He's being a coach.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Absolutely. I like it. I tell you this, a lot of people didn't like the challenge. I was on Twitter. They were like, there's no way you win this challenge. It was a 4th and 1. First off, by the way, John Gruden, Jesus Christ. We got to talk about Gruden real quick for a sec. This man Gruden, watch Derek Carr get his head knocked in by Roquan Smith, trying to go for it on 4th down. And then send Nathan Peterman out there 3 plays later to go get his head knocked in by Roquan Smith. I was like, does he know that it's not 1985 no more? You can't just replace these quarterbacks, dog. Like, what are we looking at right now? Like, I was like, you gotta chill, my boy. You gotta relax a little bit.
Yo, we got somebody on the phone line real quick.
Yeah, we got another call on the phone lines, man. Let's go out to wait, what does this say? It says Tyrone Taylor. I thought it said Tyrod Taylor, dog. I was about to say Tyrod calling in. Ain't he on the team right now? Hey, we going out to Tyrone. What's going on, man?
Hey, real question. Do y'all realize the fact that Khalil Mack really handled this?
He really handled it?
With his defense,
yeah.
What really happened?
Well, I mean,
answer the question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The
I
fact
mean,
that the
because
defense came out
Khalil,
there and
he
played.
shut it down. I know he had anger because of his former team and all.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the fact that Fields, something we ain't seen in a while.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about a black quarterback or white quarterback, just a Bears quarterback
Yeah.
to actually show up and defend where we are.
Hey Ty.
I'm asking.
Hey Ty.
How y'all feel about that, gentlemen?
How about those Cubs?
You niggas.
For those who don't know, Ty, that's actually Pops right there.
I'm watching the Sox right now.
Oh man, well, they ain't on yet, so I don't know how you got that early access. But no, listen. I think you've made some good points, man. Appreciate you for calling into the show.
Thank you, sir.
Without that defense, man. And make sure you guys call in, man. 855-908-5668. 855-908-5668. The Contender phone lines are open. Without that defense, I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's a long day. Sean Desai has this defense playing at a very different level, and this is the thing that it does for you. It allows.
Wait. Did you say Sean Desai hasn't played at a very different level? So you actually like him now?
I never disliked Sean Desai. When did I dislike?
Oh, was it Sam Mustipher? You didn't like Sam Mustipher.
I still don't like Sam Mustipher. That mug got to go. That mug's got to go. I'm gonna tell you right now. But no, I think that the thing the defense does in this situation is you're now able to have that moment where you say, hey, Justin Fields, come in and learn on the job while running the offense. Justin Fields, come in and take care of the offense while the defense handles what it's doing. Because listen, as long as you don't mess up, which you're too talented to actually just go out there and suck and screw up completely, we'll be fine. I think that and listen, we got a call from California. Anybody that want to call in, man, can I call from California? Anybody that want to call in, 855-908-5668. Call into the show, man. I think that you have to look at it and say any option that the Bears have offensively is a great collaborative effort from the defense. And just like the defense is playing this well because at one point, what was that? In the first half, I said that I sent that message. 25 minutes they were sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
25 minutes. Now that goes one of two ways, and that's where having an experienced defense comes into play because when you have that experienced defense, 25 minutes means, hey, we're getting this rest, but we're still ready. If you have that inexperienced defense, 25 minutes can mean I'm started thinking about other stuff, man. I just started thinking about what Marshawn said, going to give out turkeys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's where you have to look at everything is coming together at a good moment. And I really think that I'm not saying like I'm putting the Bears in the championship, but you've set yourself up for a good run here because I'll say this now, even after what we saw today, can we say that the Bears have beaten two good teams this season because Joe Burrow and them boys are balling, going head up again? Now, nobody can kick the ball apparently, but
dog, that was the wildest game ever.
I've never seen so many
blown field goals in succession in the same game. Hey, listen, that was a historic game. Realistically, it really was. Can we say that they? Hold on, wait. Basically, are you saying are they elite at this point?
Well, I'm saying, can we say that the Bears have come out because we've been saying that they've beaten a good team or they've beaten bad teams and they've lost to good teams. Can we say that? And it's about when you play teams, not how, or it's about when you play, not who you play. I had to get that right. Can we say that the Bears have played teams, two good teams now, and they've beaten them twice, and they've lost to two good teams? Like to me now, you're going into this 3-2 with a team that you beat. That was going head up. Now here's the meathead part. That you beat them. They almost beat the Packers. You should beat the Packers. Not saying it like that, but you should be competitive in that game with this defense the way that it's set up.
You know what? I hate to be the person to be like always raining on the parade or whatever.
Yeah.
But I have to agree with Stefan right here. Ringo, Jay in the chat. What's good with you, my boy?
Man,
I don't like our offense either. I still don't really like our offense. So with that being the case, I think it's going back to your quote. It's not who we play, it's when we played them. I think we played really good teams when they were going through something. Like the Raiders, I expected more from the Raiders today. And our defense kind of showed up, but I still expected Derek Carr, to come out and have some late game performance and theatrics. Actually, he's one of the leading He's one of the leading QBs when it comes to fourth quarter drives. So this last drive that he had that absolutely fumbled and fell apart was not,
Yeah.
it's not really like him and stuff like that. So is it credit to our defense? Absolutely, but I expected more from them. And so realistically, I think we just played good teams at the right time.
Yeah.
And we just came out ahead. But do I think that we can go the distance right now as it stands?
Yeah.
No, we still are very much so the same team. We just now are kind of let's call a spade a spade. We're developing our young QB.
Right.
That's what it is. We're developing our young QB. I honestly feel like with Bill calling the plays, Andy Dalton will look like an elite QB. He really would. I really do. So right now we have to decide what are we actually in it for? Are we in it to develop Justin Fields, or are we trying to win this year? So if we're trying to win this year, Dalton should be playing.
Interesting stance on it. Let's go out to the phone lines, man. We got the 925 calling in from Bears Nation. Man, if anybody was at the game, by the way, either, or also let me know, man. Let me know, because I would love to hear what that new Vegas stadium is looking like. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out to the 925. What's going on, my boy?
Man, what's popping, buddy? How you doing?
Man, how you feeling? What's your first up, Bear Don? What's your thoughts on this Bears team right now, my boy?
Man, I'm excited at how we doing, but I agree to disagree with Brett said about our offensive play calling. If Andy Dalton was in there, how our offensive coordinator would have him looking like a beast.
Mm-hmm.
That's a no, because our offensive line, I feel like we like to hide that.
Yeah.
Our O-line is garbage, and
we
need some help. We need some work on that. But I'm excited about the win because all my family from Oakland and they Raiders fans, so I had a lot of money on this game. I'm the only Bears fan because I'm from Gary, Indiana. So
shoot, well, you got that West Coast accent going heavy, my boy. You must have been out there for a minute, my guy.
Yeah, I've been out here since I was 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm 21.
Hey, man, we appreciate you for tuning in and rocking with us. You're making some great points, man. Make sure you tune into the show, man. Call in again, all right?
I most definitely have a good day.
Hey, you too, man. Stay safe out there. Man, I mean, and I say this, like the interesting thing with what we saw today is that the Bears, like I said, like I hate to use this word. God, I hate to use this word. But for the first time, it looked like we had a good collaboration. Y'all leave me alone. I know that word is taboo up in here, but for the first time, it looked like Bears, and I'm talking about all the way around. I'm talking about, listen, the defense was able to come out and get the job done, which set the offense up in some good positions. The offense was able to execute. Now, I will say this, kind of to Stefan's point, kind of to P-Kidd's point, and honestly to my point, there's a cap with what you're going to get with Bill Lazor. Are you going to get some development from Justin Fields? Yeah, you are. Justin Fields will develop this season under Bill Lazor in there. And I mean, I don't know how much credit we give him to Nagy, but he's running it all. All right, he's under there. Now you're seeing that development come in. You're seeing through a couple of games. I'll tell you this: he picked up a Coach T. How'd you feel about him picking up on some of those blitzes this week? Because he was feeling that pressure. He saw with that pressure. A couple plays pressure coming from the right side of the defense. He's rolling out left on it. Hey, you're not finna get me. Nah, we making this move. We moving through it. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that, and I hate to call it a collaborative effort, but it really was.
I actually like that comment Coach T made, because we really can have it both ways. And that's the one thing that we've complained about, day in and day out, us having a low scoring offense and things of that nature. But you can't develop a young QB and expect him to light up the scoreboard. Like, everyone can't be Patrick Mahomes. You're not going to get, everyone can't be Deshaun Watson, right?
Absolutely.
Those people absolutely lit up the scoreboard, but they were in the right situation, and they had, listen, they were better teams around them initially, except for Deshaun Watson. That dude is a freaking beast.
Hey,
but
let me tell you,
Deshaun is better than Mahomes. If we want to be, you put Deshaun on KC, he got 2 rings. I don't care what you say, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I guarantee you, he hit that matrix throw the same way Mahomes did.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I ain't going to the ground 40 yards down the field.
Hey, listen, if Tyreek Hill comes away with it, it's the greatest pass in Super Bowl history.
But anyway, I'm just saying, like, we have to get out of the mindset of, and it's not just us on this, but in the chat, we hear it around the city. we complain about having a high scoring game and stuff.
Yeah.
A high scoring offense is just not going to happen right now. And so I agree wholeheartedly with what Coach T is saying.
I'm fine. And this is the thing. I'm fine with that. The problem that I have with Lazer's offense just moving forward is, listen, there's going to be some teams where you might have to outscore them. And I feel like he will get up, which and with this defense, you can't. You can get up and you absolutely can sit on a lead. We watched him do it today, but he'll sit on a lead and he'll say, listen, let's go out there. Let's not screw this thing up. We don't want to hurt Justin's confidence by having him throw 2 turnovers. We don't want to stretch this thing down the field. There's just a cap to it. And it's not a bad thing with this team. But now listen, when you're on the Miami Dolphins, when you're on the Cincinnati Bengals and you're going out there with defenses that look like what Cleveland put up in the first game, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, not the Cleveland Browns. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how you feel about that one?
That's what you get. Let's see what we got. Baki comments in. He says, what we seen today was an offense that fits our talent level. The reason why this offense is underwhelming is because the current talent level of the skill positions. I don't agree with that, because I think that you saw, like, to say that would be to say Allen Robinson isn't a top talent in the NFL at the wide receiver position. Maybe we are saying that about Darnell Mooney. Maybe we're saying that he's a solid number 2. Maybe he's not a 1 yet, but Darnell Mooney got hurt today as well. I don't know if we've got any news on that. I'm sure Ringo will update us, but he went out for a little while and then he came back in. I don't know if that's going to be lingering. Like I can't say. I would say that this is some of the better talent that the Bears have had skill position wise since we've been here, just based on the fact that they can catch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that speak ill to our talent that we've had? Maybe, but I mean, if we're talking about
speaking of which, though, Darnell Mooney absolutely leads our team in receiving yards. By the way,
yeah, oh yeah, for sure, and it's
to me, I'm gonna say I understand what historically he's done and stuff like that.
Yeah,
A-Rob is no longer the WR1 for us right now.
I don't think A-Rob comes back after this season is over, but I think that you're seeing Justin Fields build his own reputation and his own rapport with the guys he wants to build it with, which is what you want. Listen, just because A-Rob is the talent that he is, just because A-Rob comes in and is a 1,000-yard wide receiver, doesn't mean that he's the best receiver for Justin Fields.
Facts.
It's all about having the best players in the best position. Maybe Darnell Mooney is Justin Fields' number 1. Or maybe it's another guy. Over 200 in the chat, by the way. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Like the video, sub to the page. Maybe that is what it's going to be, but I'm fine with that if that's the move, if that's the direction we're heading, because it's all about building this offense for Justin. It's not about building this offense for Matt Nagy to be successful or Bill Lazor to be successful. It's about building this offense so that Justin Fields can come in and continuously be successful. You saw him go down the field. And I think that, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that not having your foot on the gas is something that could keep him from being better, because you're not going to see those second half deep shots down the field. You're not going to see those second half attacks at the end zone. You're not even going to see the second half where he's trying to get the first down instead of just handing the ball off on a 3rd and 1, which, by the way, tells you that Damian Williams should not be running through the tackles, play in and play out, because he could not get there with what was it, 8 offensive linemen in there? Like, we couldn't open a hole with 8 offensive linemen in there. That offensive line got some issues. Let's not send Damian Williams into the fray like that. Let's go back to these phones, man. We're going out to 708, man. What's good, my boy Bird Don? What's happening?
Who is this guy?
It's Ringo.
Oh, this is Ringo.
No, I'm talking about you, Ringo. On the screen, my boy. You said
we talk about there's a Packer fan in here. That's all that it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all that it is.
What?
Yeah, it's okay. By the way, Howard, first things first, shout out to Stefan the Don tuning into the show. Are you okay? Because Saquon, Jabril, are you okay?
Hold on, why are you asking him if he's okay? He's on my fantasy team.
I don't know, bro. Like it's yeah. That's
I've been there, Ringo. What's the word, my boy?
I can't even call it. All right. So first, I just wanted to get this out of the way, real quick. First of all, before I get into what I had to say, so Jasper Horsted, Roquan Smith, Darnell Mooney, everybody says that the spirits are up in the locker room. After the 3-2 start, they feel like they're building something.
Yeah.
Basically, now everybody's talking about it's on to the pack.
Yeah.
Nagy's up to the podium right now. Basically just saying that him, Bill Lazor, and Justin basically had a good game plan. That's basically what Justin was talking to him about at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And just focusing on continuing to get better.
Now, for Kidd's sanity, did Matt Nagy credit himself with calling a great offensive game plan?
That ain't for my sanity. It's for y'all sanity. I already told you I feel about Matt Nagy.
He said it was a great collaboration.
Oh, here we go. Here go the collaboration.
Hey, it was a great collaboration between the three.
Yeah.
He's the coach. It's real.
It's real.
That's real.
It goes through him.
It's real. That's real.
He makes the last decision.
Now, for my sake, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Just Lazor getting the 20 points. I need everybody to understand this again, because I'm seeing this a lot in the comments. We're seeing this a lot on Twitter. 26, 28, 30, 31, and 31. That's basically what the Bears been doing. And Lazor was 31st on offense before he got to the Bears. That was Andy Dalton's MVP year.
Yeah.
Lazor's not the dude, but Nagy is just that bad that we think Lazor is the guy. They have weapons, but Lazor literally has it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Lazor has it on conservative 2 o'clock as soon as the Bears score 7. Like, as soon as the Bears score 7, he's like, yeah, we about to do damage. Let me conserve this clock right now.
Yeah.
And do what they got to do. And to be honest, from what I'm seeing from the Cowboys, from what I'm seeing from the Panthers, all the other teams that's coming up, you need at least about 28 to 31 just to beat these teams. Just to put this into perspective, my last point, the Browns had 41 today, and they still lost. Like,
I gotta cut you off right there, Ringo. You can't compare the two. Can't compare the two. For one, the Browns are playing a team that doesn't have the defense that we have. So when that offense plays the defense like ours, we hold them under there. Now, I will say this. You are absolutely right about.
We can't both be talking at the same time, y'all. Somebody's got to pick a side.
I'm gonna let you finish. Because I'm gonna let you finish.
I was just at least saying. Everybody saying I'm at least talking for the chat too. You at least got to give me 31 in order for me to safely say that we can win this game. Is it doable with this offense? Yes, because they have the weapon. But it's just Bill at this point. That was my last point. I'm going to let y'all go. That's basically what I had to say.
Appreciate you for tuning in, my boy. Appreciate you for calling in. Hey.
I can't sit there and hate on you because you come with the history that Bill Lazor has. But I'm gonna tell you this: Bill Lazor, we can credit him with 2 coached games, right? Yeah. Between those 2 coached games, we're averaging 22 points.
Yeah.
Right. If you take those 2 games, you average it out. Before he started coaching, we were averaging less than 16.
Yeah.
So immediately you saw a jump. Right. First game he coaches, we put up 24 points. Doesn't matter if it's the Lions, because every other team has to play the Lions as well. Yep. Right. And guess what? The Lions, not every team was putting up 50 on the Lions. So let's not call it, let's call it spade a spade. And we played the Raiders, put up 20 points on the Raiders. Guess what? It's actually a pretty decent thing because the Raiders have been steamrolling this season. So guess what? Hey, it's working. It's moving. It's not going to move at the pace that we ultimately want it to move, because that's not the team we have. And Justin Fields is just not that guy yet.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not that guy yet.
Not a crazy day. Not a crazy day for Justin. A day that got you through the week.
That's it.
That's where he's at right now. He doesn't play you out of the game. Right now, he doesn't exactly put you in the game, but his X factor, his weaponry that he personally has is something that all these teams have to fear.
He has some dots today, and if you
Oh,
can develop that,
he absolutely
oh
had
man, it's
some
gonna be
dots.
great.
He absolutely had some dots, but the tough part with where Bill Lazor is and how to, like, there's going to be a cap no matter what. At some point, Bill Lazor's not, and maybe he does, maybe he changes his play calling, maybe he does all of this, maybe he changes everything up, and all of a sudden he's able to unlock Justin Fields, and it unlocks something inside of him that makes him pass the ball more. But Bill Lazor right now is proving to us that he's the guy that he is. With this defense, that's good enough to get the job done. With this defense, that's good enough to go out there and get a win week in and week out versus a lot of good competition. Now, this defense has to come play. I'll tell you this right now. If Bill Lazor's coaching from behind, which we haven't seen that yet, this is a very different team.
Speaking of which, that's a great segue. So let's go into. We spent a lot of time on this one. I think we've covered this pretty well. Thanks for everybody that called in. Let's now move into talking about our next opponent, which is the Green Bay Packers, who absolutely struggled today. And there's some things
Look,
I have to say about
was that
A-Rod
Mason
that I
Crosby or
just
was that Cody Parkey? Who was that on that
dog.
Packers
I don't know
team right
who it
there?
was. Hey, but who? How about this? How about Aaron Rodgers didn't go for the win?
I mean, we've seen that before though. That's not on A-Rod a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's again a
Come on,
coaching
dog. Your kicking misses
decision.
4. You got 4 tries.
Yeah, that's to me that's again a coaching decision. At one point they kicked it on third down. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Like they kicked it on third down. Like that was some poor coaching that I saw on multiple sides today, on multiple fronts, and just some poor kicking, honestly. But I mean,
So with
listen,
that being the case, they are absolutely looking. I'm sorry for cutting you off. They're absolutely looking mortal, right?
yeah.
They're not looking like the same Packers team they used to come in here, kick our butts, and leave. So, how do you feel about that matchup? What do you think happens? Talk to me.
I'll say this. Aaron Rodgers is a master at stepping through the pressure. You cannot listen, our DBs played better today. Shout out to Kendall Vildor. Jalen Johnson did a pretty good job out there. If Mario Edwards isn't slinging people, you might get off the field a little bit sooner. But you cannot go into next week thinking that you're going to blitz Aaron Rodgers and that's going to work. You have to rely on the strength. The next week has to be another, hey, Khalil Mack got the job done. Robert Quinn got the job done on the same side, attacking him with no other help. You hope that Akeem Hicks is back for that, but he's out with a groin. I'm going to tell you right now, when you pull a groin, you usually do not come back very quickly or do anything at all. Like you really have to, and look, the young guy's going to get tested, right? Jalen Johnson versus Devontae Adams, that's going to get ugly. Well, it has the potential to get ugly. I'm not going to say that's going to get ugly. I think that this is going to be his first time this season going up against a legitimate number one. And for Sean, this is going to be Sean Desai's moment to say, hey, I'm here. We're going to come up with a plan that's going to die. Because on the other end, the Bears should be able to attack Green Bay. Green Bay is not a shutdown defense. Green Bay, now, is it a better defense than I think a lot of people are giving it credit for? Listen, if you go in there and you're able to do what you did to Joe Burrow today, keeping him to 22 points, it's not an awful defense. Like Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, those boys get busy.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing to give you some context real quick. We're dealing with a team. We already know who they are because they are our rivals. But since losing embarrassingly by 35 to the Saints, this is a team that's put up at least well, I'll run it down 35, 30, 27, and 25, even in OT right now, and have gone on a 4-1 win streak. So at this point, what do you think that spread is going to be when they face us? Do you think, now, mind you, they did play Detroit, which is Detroit. San Francisco was an absolutely close game. Pittsburgh was and today was right? But, you know, none of those defense, I think, are on par with ours. So what do you think that spread is going to be?
I would give it.
I gotta double check that. I think San Francisco defense is better.
I think not than ours. I would say we're talking about maybe a 6-point spread at kickoff. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna give them a touchdown. But I mean, it's tough to say, and mostly because I'm not a gambler really. So like breaking down the spread and all of that. Like it's like, but to me, like when I look at this, like I think Aaron Rodgers holds that kind of weight. You know what I'm saying? I think Aaron Rodgers is absolutely going to hold that kind of weight. Like, yes, it's him coming in, but what did we see the Bears do? We saw the Bears get pressure when Eddie Jackson was coming up, when Khalil Mack was getting back there, when there was a lot of pressure on Derek Carr. But at the same time, we saw the I almost said Baltimore, the Bengals getting through, getting past those offensive tackles, getting in past that offensive line, and we saw Aaron Rodgers absolutely masterfully step through. By the way, he's also one of the best quarterbacks in the world when you blitz him if you're not able to get to him because he just knows, oh, there's less people back there guarding my receivers. I'm going to find that open spot. The Bears are not going into next week. You're not going to be able to blitz Aaron Rodgers. I think next week is going to be the first week where, yes, Sean Desai is going to have to prove that he's going to have to be like, you're going to have to come up with a scheme that Mack and Quinn get home. But at the same time, the Chicago Bears offense is going to have to play. The Chicago Bears offense is 110% going to have to play, and they're going to have to put up more than 20. They just are. Bill Lazor, if he gets a lead, he cannot take his foot off the gas at any point.
Absolutely.
He
Now, I will say
cannot take
this.
his foot off the gas.
Yeah, I will say this. I don't think a loss against Green Bay is something that's going to negatively impact this team as far as fan base and things of that nature. I don't even think it negatively impacts Bill Lazor and things of that nature unless he just goes out there and completely butchers it because we understand that that's a better team. We really do. We understand that they're an elite team. And so for us to even be in this conversation, I mean, let's keep it a buck. We go back to the beginning of the season. We thought the Raiders was a loss. We thought Green Bay was a loss. We thought Tampa was a loss.
Yeah.
Now here we are having this conversation. Now we beat the Raiders, and now we're hopeful that we can beat the Green Bay Packers. So at this point, I'm going into it, hopeful, but also very, very grounded in terms of my expectations. So that I'm looking for a good game. I'm expecting a loss. I really am. Yeah. But I'm looking for this to be a good learning opportunity for Justin Fields, which is what I've said from the beginning. If we play in Fields, then this is a development year. I'm not expecting too much for us to be middle of the road. That's all I'm expecting.
I'll say this with it as well, and the thing that you're gonna have to do when they're coming in here, you've now put yourself, and I've been saying this before, in a better position to go into this game. You can play a little more free because if you lose this game, you're not 2-4. You're 3-3 through 6, which a lot of people pick the Bears to go 8-9, 9-8, somewhere in there. We're still in that 8-8 level, but you're starting the Fields era. But I'll say this: there's one thing that the Bears have to do, which it still might not work. Like this is how good Aaron Rodgers is. It still might not. You can't let Aaron Jones get off. We need to see more from. I think I seen somebody commented in the chat too, talking about up the middle today. Listen, they just didn't go to Josh Jacobs enough. Josh Jacobs absolutely had lanes to attack the run. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Goldman, I need to see more from you. I get you haven't played in 2.5 years. There's people that were questioning if you even wanted to come back. I need to see more from you up the middle. You're supposed to be that key to run stop. Chris Tonga, I need to see more from you. You're supposed to be that key to run stop. Like making the Packers one-dimensional probably isn't going to work anyway, but it makes it at least easier that, hey, we can drop these mugs back. We're not blitzing Aaron Rodgers every single play because we're stopping the run with getting 4 guys there. And now we can try and do a little bit more to help our DBs who we know have struggled. Lost your audio there, kid. Definitely can't hear you, bro. There you go.
There we go. Talk to me. Hey, listen, don't worry about that. I had a cough. Didn't want to cough in the mic. Hey,
okay. All right, you all good. And listen, man, we want to let y'all know, man, just to let y'all know, I don't know if Kid's gonna stick around. He probably busting a move on this one because his Yankees ain't in it. But as first pitch just started in the White Sox game for Dylan Cease, I will be calling that game pretty much right after we get off of here. I'm gonna switch some stuff over so that we can go live. White Sox Nation, we out here. White, let's go get this W. But give me a prediction.
I may join in just to tease you a little bit, just because I know that they about to get out of there. But anyway, so I might do that. But hey, listen, how are we rating this game before we get up out of there?
How are we rating it? What you mean, like
overall,
final
how
score?
are we rating it?
Oh, for the Bears?
For the
Let's
Bears.
let's grade it out. We got some time here. We got about 7 minutes here. I would say
We don't have to use all 7 minutes. Just
we
rate
don't
it
have
out
to
and
use
let's
all
go.
7 minutes. We don't got to use all 7 minutes. I would say, listen, offense, I would give a C. Defense, I would give a B. Special teams, I would give a D because listen, it's bad showing to start off when you trade a first round draft pick for what was my man's name? He was so bad I forgot him. You know what I'm saying? Or not a first round draft pick. What I'm talking about, a 6th round draft pick. When you trade a 6th round draft pick for
You
a
talking about
guy
for Grant?
for Grant, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I was thinking Jeremy Grant, but I knew that was NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bad look. Like he was
Well,
but
I mean, it's special teams. He ain't gonna get a home run every time.
I'll say this. I'll give special teams. I said a D. I'll give special teams a C because Cairo Santos knocked through a couple of big kicks for the Chicago Bears today, seeing as how we were coaching it in that second half. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on this is I'll go back just because of this. I'll give the defense an A. Reason being Derek Carr was held in check. That
Yeah.
offense kind of held in check. For those who ain't been watching, Derek Carr has absolutely at one point had more offensive yards than our entire team over several games.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. So we held that in check. I give that an A. Offense, I give it a struggling B minus, maybe C plus there. It looked a lot better. I mean, we put up 14 points in one quarter. We hadn't really done that over the course of several games with Matt Nagy. So at this point, hey, averaging it out, I give this overall game a B. I don't look at our special teams as something that I'm not looking for it to be a home run every play, right? Maybe I'm looking at that differently. Maybe you saw something I didn't see, but I'm just not expecting it to be like these monster plays every time. So overall, I think the playbook would expand. And so they kind of just did what was within Justin Fields' comfortability at this point. And so I give it a B. I give it a B overall. And Matt Nagy didn't pick up the Denny's menu, so I give it a B plus just because of that.
And this is key right here. Listen, we got to show some love to our ladies as well. Sky win, Bears win. We need a White Sox win to keep it going. The Chicago Sky was out there dominating, y'all. Let me tell you something right now. Candace Parker GOAT status might be getting solidified tonight.
Y'all need to go support that. Y'all need to go ahead and protest, because whoever decided to play them at the same time as the Chicago Bears it's the same time.
Sunday. Why couldn't you move the game to Monday?
You played them at the same time both weeks.
Why couldn't you move the game to Monday? I'm sitting here. I was flabbergasted. I'm like, dog, I'm gonna cut it on because I got multiple TVs here because this is what I do. But like, you're trying to compete with football. MLB.
You know who's trying to compete with
White
football?
Sox. Hey, listen, the White Sox are playing Houston right now. You know when the game started? An hour after the Bears game.
Which is weird because it's another football. I mean, Patrick Mahomes about to play.
But you know what? I'll say this. It's more so like this is Chicago. Like
it's locally.
It's
I got
local.
you
know what I'm saying? Like the Sky are in the WNBA finals.
It's weird because you know what? I guess they didn't even realize that movie a long time ago was like, hey, football competes with God on Sunday. Like, what are we talking about?
Dog! Let's be.
What are we doing here?
Hold up. If we're being real, if you took a poll of the entire country, God might be losing right now.
He might be losing against, like, you watching the game or you tuning into your service. You going.
You know why? He wasn't getting judged like that no more, dog. Like Sunday, back in the 50s, it was like, I didn't see you in church today. What were you, heathen? Now it's just like
I was at the game. Why weren't you there?
You were giving God that Sunday. Hey, yo, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man.
Hey, we're gonna burn for that one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, listen, we're gasoline draws. That's all right. We're going together. Long as we in the same suite, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, misery loves company.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. As always, we got so much stuff coming y'all way, man. Me and Kid are working on so much stuff behind the scenes. Like I said, we're gonna be live for Bears Post. I was going to do Bulls live, but then I was like, no, come on now, White Sox. I said Bears Post, White Sox live as it's 2 outs right now, 2-2 in the top of the first. Let's go get this thing done. Dylan Cease is a blackout game. But we appreciate y'all for rocking with us on everything, man. We've had so much content coming y'all way, and y'all have supported just about all of it. We got a whole new setup for y'all coming on Monday. We're bringing back Views from the Bleachers podcast, because a lot of people be like, man, I would love to hear y'all on the podcast. And to me, this ain't a podcast no more. Like, we doing a show. And we doing it's weird. It's weird trying to do a podcast this way. And it's like, hey, by the way, this comment here that no one else can see while listening is fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're bringing back the Views from the Bleachers podcast. We're going to be on for that. Be on the lookout for that probably this week coming. You thinking?
Yeah.
Get back to it this week. So a little bit of national talk from me and Kid. You know how we do. And man, make sure y'all, if y'all haven't done so, sign up with FanDuel, man. We still got the link in the description below. We appreciate all of y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. 150 people in here, man. What the likes looking like? I don't even know. Shout out to y'all for tuning in. It don't matter.
Shout out for y'all for watching. It don't even matter what the likes is. Y'all,
it don't even matter.
If y'all don't like it now, you'll like it later.
If y'all don't like it now, you like it later. Shout out to everybody over at the Kontender, man. If y'all haven't done so, man, check out the app on the Kontender, man. We got a lot of stuff going on there. If y'all do want to listen to this in a podcast format, that's the spot to go. The Kontender app out now on Apple. What is it? I know it's Google Play and it's Apple. What is it called? I don't even know what it's called.
Apple Play.
Apple Store.
No, get off the live. We gotta go.
Hey, yo, Chicago. Hey, man. Hey, listen. You know, we doing kind of a radio thing. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta finish it out.
I'm trying to do it with you, but I mean, like, hey, you went on this whole other tangent. It's like, dog, you got a whole other live you about to call.
Yeah, you definitely got a whole nother live we about to call, man. If y'all ain't tuned in, man, check out the White Sox live. We're gonna get into that. Coming up next, man. Ayo, Chicago. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Bears come away with the dub. Let me get them bear downs in the chat before we get out of here. I did all that. Let me get them bear downs in the chat. Bear downs. Hey, yo, Kid. Appreciate you for tuning in with me, my boy. Make sure y'all check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, all of that good stuff, man. Hey, yo, Chicago. Y'all stay safe out there, man.